Hello, we're back for the final time. Welcome to Pokemmo Johto. Finals, Battle, Supreme. I didn't think of a title for this tournament.
You're a G.
You never do.
Yeah, but you know what? Improv. Anyway, I am the finalist Pixel Doctor.
I am Fexick, ready to take this thing.
And I am Deadlock sending out the request.
Look,
Oh,
I have not won a region. I think I deserve this. Fuck off, guy.
Hello, Mamoswine.
An interesting start.
indeed.
You guys.
Interesting starts indeed.
That is how I broke all the league's focus sashes.
Well, I don't have any.
It's still chip damage.
Yeah, can't exactly fault you for that. Okay.
Yeah. Bye.
Goodbye.
No, that's fine. Can't win them all.
As
About
to
what
be
I expected.
Yeah, I mean, honestly. Ah.
Oh, good. How much is this gonna hurt?
Will resist, but special defense is not Froggator's best stat.
Man, that tailwind is pretty good, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Looks like the tailwind over the bullet punch was a good choice, Deadlock.
Well,
Wow, it runs out quickly, though.
Yeah, apparently it counts a turn you set it up as one of its 4.
Well, that's interesting. Excuse me.
Which is kind of a downer.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, not surprised.
Still, you have the advantage, Deadlock.
For how long, though?
Yeah, at
This
least
is
for
the part where things get rough.
You have it for at least the moment.
Interesting.
Ow!
Ooh.
Are you?
It's an
Really?
I mean, it's an increased chance, not 100% guarantee.
Yeah, I know, but really, of all the times for it to do that?
That's how it goes.
Fortune favors the purple, my friend. Always has.
That being said, I don't know what a Gengar can really do to a Dawn fan. I don't think... Can it learn Energy Ball? I don't know.
I mean, I can, but I won't. Ah, you crafty fuck.
Okay.
Okay. Not bad. Let's see. I need something to deal with you.
No.
Oh, good call.
Okay.
The Sly Pursuit, that was a nice play, Deadlock.
It was the one move he has locked in. You know I have it.
I forgot, but it still was a good play.
Oh, we're doing this.
Well, I mean...
I'm doing this. Whatever you're doing remains to be seen.
Deadlock, you just gotta put the damage on that thing.
Oh, that I am. Okay,
Honestly,
that's bad.
I feel like close combat would have been a better call there.
Really,
Yeah,
Rasmus?
normal.
You're not going to give me this?
That's very unfortunate.
Come on, Razzie, get the boost.
Let's see, did he get it? He did get it.
Yeah,
There
there
we
it
go.
is.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm mostly concerned about.
Hmm.
This is an interesting battle. Oh,
Ah,
you do have
okay.
Ice Shard. I thought that was an egg move. Oh,
He lived!
Oh, the boost actually saved it.
Gotta be fucking kidding me.
That's so
Oh.
unfortunate.
That
Not
is
bad, Rasmus.
This is where I mean. No, it is not.
Interesting. Okay.
Miss
well,
Magius
I
is
mean,
pretty
honestly, I
fa-
thought you would outspeed it with the speed boost.
I thought so
Yeah,
too, but
technically,
Miss Magius
yeah.
is pretty fast, so.
Yeah, not the quickest thing around though.
Ooh.
So
What? Oh, I think I know what you have.
okay, interesting.
Oh, that's right. That was its lock move.
Yeah. I don't think I was gonna win that.
If you got the flinch, you had it, but
Yeah, but 10%. It was never gonna happen.
okay, you definitely outspeed a Heracross.
Easily.
Well, pretty close battle.
The question is, I don't remember what he has left.
I feel like it's a water type.
It's because I never told you.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what's funny? I saw you running around with this, completely forgot you had it.
Yeah,
There's really
You know
not
what?
much you can do here. Ah,
never lucky.
I mean, it was pretty
How
close.
different this match would have been if I didn't miss the thunder.
Get the Dark Pulse flinch. Dark Pulse flinch.
That's all. I mean, that's all I could really do.
No.
Nope.
Oh, wow, that did, like, no damage. You would need, like, 4 flinches
Yeah,
in a row.
no. Lantern's fat.
Whew.
Lantern is fat.
Alright.
Not
Like
bad at
the
all.
thing,
That was-
I needed 2 Pokemon alive for that thing, and I didn't have either of them at that point.
It was
Who-
just very fortuitous that so
I actually might have had a chance if I realized that Miss Magius could have outsped.
Who wants to...
Well-
Who wants to fight me?
okay. I was gonna say, Deadlock, you go ahead and dance with the doc, and then we'll see if you can redeem yourself.
You
Fine.
send me the challenge since you set it up correctly. I don't want to accidentally mess it up.
A
Also, these leaves on the ground, they kind of look like puzzle pieces.
little bit.
You can,
I
I
mean,
need...
we're all puzzle pieces when you think about it.
Oh well, this is awful for me.
Hello there, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, hi. Could be doing better.
Yeah, so could I.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you know. You gonna swap out the scissor there, bud?
I mean, I have 3 things I could switch into.
You do. Damn,
What's the scissor I ended up choosing?
I knew I should have done something else. It's okay.
Yep. Expecting that.
Hmm.
And I expected that.
Well, yeah, because I didn't know what you were going to send in.
Ooh, perfect. Ooh, would have been oh, it did hit. The animation was so slow.
Yeah, but I'm with Zach, Deadlock. Missing that thunder, I think, is what gave it to me.
Yeah.
That was good, though. Also,
Yep.
did not expect the whole tailwind thing. That was a nice way to compensate having a team comprised of mostly slow mons.
The Galvantula actually is a priority thing for me to get rid of because it does have a wide enough move pool to deal with most of my
And
team.
that.
Oh, that's
You know what? Up until he sent it out, I completely forgot that he had it.
yeah. And that really unfortunate. The paralysis right off the bat there.
Yeah, I actually got so invested in grinding my own team, I largely forgot what bolt. Like, I remembered you had a Clefable, Zach,
Ooh,
because I kept
ooh,
thinking it weird.
ooh,
Like, why the fuck does he keep holding
ooh.
onto it?
He fucked up.
I forget how diverse this thing is.
Ooh.
I forget how diverse that thing is.
Yeah, I variety is the spice of life, and Clefable has
Yeah,
it in
I forget how
spades.
diverse that thing is. It was debating between that or this. And I chose poorly.
Dude, if variety is a spice, then Clefable is a fucking Carolina Reaper.
I wasn't sure what move you're gonna
Die.
go with. That's fine. I wasn't sure what move you're gonna go with, so I played it safe.
Huh? Good stab waterfall is always a nice move, plus you got the flinch chance.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, that's annoying.
Okay, cool.
This is still going to hurt.
Yeah. Ow.
And so it did, wow. Well, then again, Miss Magius is built more for Special D, isn't it?
Yeah. This is going to hurt.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that's clever. I like that.
Yeah, no. For the burn, but Life Orb is going to kill you.
Yeah. So now we're kind of at at a standstill here.
So it seems.
What to go into?
Uh, oof.
And I'm pretty sure you outspeed me.
Oh, 100%. It's
I
my
admire your dedication to sticking with Poliwrath this whole time. I really like that.
You know what? It was his turn. I have to decide of what Deluxe going to switch to. There's no way he's staying in. I forget the other two things he has.
I mean, Donphan has. Well, never mind.
What were the other two Pokemon? I forget.
My own Miss Magius.
Go for the freeze!
So, Zach, I have to ask, why self-control?
Because I was going with all of them have control in their name. So I was like, alright, let's just, what do I give him? Self-control. He's Poliwrath,
Cool.
he needs to learn self-control.
And meanwhile, at least with this Pokemon, Deadlock has a poodle and named it Poodle.
Wait, what?
You're Miss Magius. Hey, the freeze!
No, how are you this fast?
Oh, it's a fun little secret.
Choice band.
Well, wrong item, right
Oh, sorry,
idea.
Specs. Yeah.
Again, wrong
Dude,
item,
scarf,
right
scarf,
idea.
Scarf.
There you go, Deadlock. There's only 3 items, but third time's the charm.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm out of things that resist it aside from this.
Yeah, you are not very well set against me at this point.
No.
Sorry, bud.
Never. I am never going to land that, ever.
I do feel bad that you got stuck with that move.
I hate that move so much. It is the worst move out of everything all my Pokemon have.
Yeah. I mean, the worst is probably Pound on my Poliwrath.
Pound
Yeah.
would be more useful. At least it hits.
Ow, that did a lot. Ow, that didn't kill.
Ooh.
I'm not sure about that one, Deadlock.
That would have been
I
good
am.
for an opener, I think.
Yeah, little late in the game.
Yeah, I know. I never got a chance to. But that's for one Pokemon in particular. Now.
I mean,
That's not gonna be enough for me. Or maybe it will, we'll see. Yes!
Oh my. Rock steady.
Rock ste-
I forget what it is. Sturdy
rock-
rock. Whatever.
Solid Rock.
Solid rock,
Yes.
that's what it is.
And Assault Vest.
Of course. Of course, it's so best too.
Well,
There's
honestly,
no way you lived otherwise.
no, 100%, but I had to double up on that.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because his third move is useless. His set move is useless, because
These battles have just gone so horribly for me.
Listen,
Like, I have the answers to
I-
actually deal with some of your crap, but it's never going in my favor.
I haven't won any of these regions. I need this.
well,
I was gonna say, can you please not do that, because I wanted to see if I could at least hit the smog once.
Oh,
we will
Because
see.
Poliwrath hard countered me.
all right.
Poliwrath hard countered that.
Let's see. I got 10 minutes till I gotta go do my thing. Well,
Yeah, I just lose no matter what at this point.
At your ready, Tomodachi.
You want to know what the worst part is?
I don't know if I don't want to.
I think we can wrap it up in 10 minutes.
Well, it has to be
Probably
less. It had to be less than 10 minutes. Let's see. All right.
You want to know what the worst part was?
What?
The Feraligatr was sheer force. It was sheer force life orb.
Hmm.
So that's why, even though he was burned, it nearly killed the Miss Magius.
All right. I set the challenge. If we have to stop midway, then it's just gonna have to hold, and I'll cut things back together.
Well, this is an interesting lead.
Always.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't lead with something else, knowing that was probably just going to set up stealth rocks.
Yeah, but he knows I have flamethrower.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but is the stealth rocks worth it for him?
He decides it is.
Yeah, for me, very much so.
Yeah, stealth rocks is annoying to deal with. It doesn't even kill.
I wasn't.
Yeah, this is just net positive for Chris. I think it's the hidden that has it. Yeah, it's hidden to stick back. You don't get that. Well, Togekiss. Wait, really? Not going for the ancient powers?
I didn't trust it to kill.
Hmm. Interesting indeed.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with that.
But you should.
Well, I'm willing to bet what comes out from his end.
I may have jumped the gun on my decision here.
I think you did. Oh,
I did
okay.
not. When it comes to Chris, it's whether I have to overpredict or underpredict.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Damn.
Yeah, you are not. This Mismagius is gonna murder you if you stay in.
Yeah, I ain't about that.
He
The
says
question is,
that.
what is he gonna switch out to?
He says that, but I don't know if he's actually going to switch.
Which leaves you with what?
Well, he doesn't have a ground type anymore, so if I use Thunderbolt, I'm going to hit something regardless.
You are hidden. Not true.
Why?
Deadlock, shut your mouth.
Ooh, okay. Forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why.
I know what he's going to do. He's probably going to stockpile.
You'd be correct.
I mean, there's nothing you can really do to stop it, though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, not thrilled about that one.
Chris being lucky here as all hell.
I gotta go for a gamble here.
Gamble. This is a poor gamble.
Well, how was I supposed to know? I thought he was going to continue the stockpile.
Well,
And he's faster. All right. I guess I should have seen
Yeah,
that coming.
I think you live still. But you
It's still did pretty good, all things considering.
yeah, for burn damage, that's not bad. But
It was worth replacing the Slow King.
not wrong. This thing is a lot of people underestimate Lantern, how like bulky it is.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
That's the move I got stuck with on this one. Okay, well, that's...
By any chance, oh no, you're leftovers. Wow, I just feel bad for Dog. Like, what is this mischance luck happening?
I told you, dude, fortune favors the purple. It always has.
I'm not sure how much stockpiling is gonna do you good.
It'll do me enough.
And this is the part where he reveals he has Giga Drain.
Please, I wish.
It wouldn't even do much, honestly.
I mean, you would be getting some health back.
No, what I'm hoping for...
Or Leech Seed.
Yeah, let's not,
I mean, that you don't get, right?
Let's see. What is left on my list of shit to worry about with you? Come on, Signal Beam, do your thing.
I know what one of the two is.
Yeah, can't exactly heave a sigh of relief while... Okay.
Oh, boy.
Delicious sun.
How's the Signal Beam plan going for you?
Yeah, this is why I didn't want to start this, because now I have to get going.
Yeah, I do not concede.
Alright, let's go paralysis.
Yeah, there's that. Paralyze? Nope.
No.
I mean, with all the luck that's been going your way,
We gotta pause here. Well, that was
I
unfortunate.
don't think
I
I'm
didn't
about
think that
pausing,
through.
though.
I'm more concerned about taking care of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Alright, we gotta pause here.
I think it's just gonna, like, say you left and then just end the battle.
Yeah, it's not going to let you...
Maybe we should have cut.
Yeah, because if he leaves, it's just going to kick us both for being AFK. These battles don't pick up where they left off, do they?
No, not for multiplayer ones, anyways, as far as I'm aware.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you were doing perfect.
Yeah, so because basically what this
Today has
does
been just unlucky for me. Like, so much of the stuff I needed
well, no,
to work
this
right
has
for
been
me.
poor planning. This could easily have been done after all the family stuff was over, because now what this does is it screws me over.
Just a bit. Because you are actually in a very good position.
Yeah, I know, and like in 5 minutes, that's all going to go away.
So how was everything despite this?
Coming off a cold that AJ and I caught from Killian, so there's that.
And apparently MJ is recovering from a cold himself.
Yeah, Killian had it for 2 days where he was sniffling, coughing, and was a little feverish. After 2 days, he's fine, energetic, healthy as all get out. It's been about 5 days since then. AJ and I are still sicker than dogs. Like, for me, it's mostly my sinuses now. I just feel congested. Should we just argue that I win by default?
I'm honestly not sure because Polyrath is kind of a menace to your team.
Less so than you think.
I'm trying to remember what the last 2 mons of yours were. Or were they?
It's what do I have?
Gengar and what?
Yeah, I've got Mamoswine, Typhlosion, Togekiss, Heracross, Lantern, and Gengar.
Heracross. Yeah. Yeah, the Gengar might be able to, but this thing is also Choice Scarf.
Yeah,
I can easily outspeed Gengar. God, Tailwind could have been so nice on my team if it didn't last for 3 turns. Why did it only lasts 3? Because apparently, even though it's 4, it takes the turn. He uses it as 1.
And it doesn't have a...
which is stupid.
Yeah, and it doesn't have an item that extends it like the weather things do, does it?
Or the terrains that come out later. Come to think of it, Trick Room doesn't have one either. And some people build whole strategies around that move.
Mm-hmm. This is aggravating me more than it should.
I mean, at this point, there's nothing that can be done about it. It sucks, I know, but you were also one... were you also the one saying like we probably could get it done also?
I was banking 10 minutes. I didn't expect he'd cut and run after 4.
He said he would have to. He said he did say before that he would have to go before.
Then
that.
he didn't need to send me the battle request.
Yeah. I don't know. Can't be helped at this point.
Oh, it can when I declare myself victor in absentia. Abstentia.
I really wish I had like a better chance on like during these 2 fights, because dear God, did everything just go horribly wrong for me? Like, I could have at least been in the running still if that Gengar actually got thundered. Like, of all things, so many things just like ruined me, and then Doc over here gets the freaking freeze.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate.
He gets the freeze when I was going to Psychic his ass to Oblivion. Like, that could have done some serious damage to him. It's like, nope, nope.
Oh, there's actually a playful little bar down here that says end battle due to AFK timeout.
Well, at least that we know that then it's a possibility that we can keep him here. Right?
I mean, hopefully. I'm going to keep fiddling with my cursor to keep it moving until he gets back. I don't even remember what move I just made. But I think what I'm going to do after this is make I guess, like a more personalized team and just kind of see what I can do with it just throughout all the worlds here. I know I want a Gallade and a Lucario, but I don't know what else would occupy the team. Zoroark might be helpful.
Zoroark's a good one.
Mhm.
Getting one, it can be a bit of annoying.
I imagine even more so now that they have that lure system in place.
Well, that's not it. Well, the lure actually might help it. Because I told you how I got mine, right?
You basically just fucked off and went into one of those little pocket forests in Unova and grabbed yours, didn't you?
It was that one forest on the side of Unova, and the only way to get it was to go into multi-battles. And in one of the multi-battles, Zora may be disguised as one of the Pokemon.
Ah, interesting.
So you also had to give everything a little bit of a love tap to make sure that it was or wasn't one of the things you were fighting.
Interesting.
I mean, it makes sense for Zora, but like at the same time, dear God, does it make finding one hard?
Yeah, I have always liked Zoroark, though. I think that would be worth the effort. So there's three.
I love this Hisuian form it got to.
Oh, absolutely.
Ghost Normal, that is up my alley.
But so that's 3 slots filled. All 3 are fairly offensive mons, especially now that Gallade has sharpness in this game.
Does it?
It does, and they gave it Sacred Sword like they did in Scarvi.
Oh, come on.
Aqua Blade still doesn't exist though.
Yeah, because moves. It's not gonna like create new moves. I guess is it? Actually, wait.
I don't think so. Not without.
Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, Sacred Sword was a Gen 5 move. Now I think about it.
Yeah, so it makes sense to give it to Gallade now that Gallade can access it. But no, the best I've found for damage out, because I've actually made myself the Gallade, but it's the best for type coverage and damage output now that it has sharpness is Sacred Sword, Psycho Cut, Night Slash, and Leaf Blade.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you're gonna give it the Assault Gear.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
make
'cause
it
I've-
more of a special wall.
Yeah, because I've got it spec'd for attack and speed, because otherwise Gallade is not very fast, like at all.
Well, no. Well, yeah, I learned that from Gardevoir also. 80 speed does not get you a lot.
No, and I'm pretty sure Gallade is even slower to accommodate for the higher.
No,
attack.
actually, they're the same speed.
Really?
Yeah, you just trade special attack for physical attack. That's the
Interesting.
difference.
Well, then yes. So mine is an adamant with max IVs and attack and speed, decent ones for everything else, and then EV distribution and attack speed, and the remaining 6 in special defense. Then sharpness and sacred sword, psycho cut, night slash, and leaf blade. There's very little that thing can't touch.
Yeah, but there's also a matter of things outspeeding and just outright murdering it.
Yeah, there's that. There's always going to be that.
Because hell, I'm pretty sure Aerodactyl is going to prey on you.
It could. I've actually never had that particular opponent come up. I've basically just been doing a bunch of trainer rematches in Unova, getting that thing's level up.
So that's Gallade, Zoroark,
Lucario, special.
2 fighting types, okay.
Well, yeah, but... So then Zoroark, a fire type, probably wouldn't go amiss.
Make it Infernape just to keep the fire theme going. A fighting theme.
Either that or Ninetales, probably.
Not Ninetales. Ninetales is better on teams that can actually support the sunny weather.
I suppose that's true. Although Drought it's still a hidden ability for Ninetales. It doesn't get it named.
Yeah. But still, like, you're not going to get a lot of use out of its move pool with it because it doesn't have the greatest offense power either. You'd rather probably have Arcanine at that point.
I actually have to wonder now, who might be faster between a max invested speed Typhlosion and a choice scarf Poliwrath?
Pulling up the calculator.
Let me take a look. Calliope's base speed is 149.
Okay. Okay, how much speed are we assuming for the Poliwrath?
That I actually don't know.
Well, let's just say 0 for now. And you said max speed on the Typhlosion, right?
Yeah, base speed on my Typhlosion is 149.
Okay, and let's just put on Naive for that for now. So, assuming a non-speed invested, like an absolute 0 in speed invested Poliwrath, Typhlosion wins by a mile.
Okay. At what point does Poliwrath start to turn the table?
With the choice scarf?
Yeah.
It ties with it at 172 EV investment, and that's not even given it a speed nature.
Interesting. So what I'm hearing is there is a likely probability that Calliope still outspeeds Self-Control.
There is a possibility, but I don't know its nature. Let's say it is for whatever reason, like Jolly, I guess. Then
I imagine that might even things out.
It would have to be 96 EVs in order to actually outspeed. But that's, of course, that's assuming what the natures end up being. Because you said you maxed out your Typhlosion speed.
Correct.
And my Feraligatr outsped that thing with just Tailwind. Tailwind can be a real game changer, it seems.
Well, I'm not worried. It would be very nice if it could force him back into this fight when he gets back.
It would be nice.
Because I'm keeping this thing here. I am not walking away from this.
Stubborn man is stubborn.
And let's see, Typhlosion is still has more than half a tank of gas left in her. and more than enough firepower to wrap up, at the very least, Meganium in a nice little bow.
But there definitely is a world where Poliwrath does outspeed you with this scarf. I don't know how much he invested in it. I don't know what the nature of it is.
Conceded. That does exist. However, well, actually, Gengar isn't much faster than my Typhlosion. Typhlosion was 149, Gengar is 155.
Did you hit the little check bar just to make sure like it's set to 50?
Well, it's reading the level as 50. Like, I don't actually see a checkbox. It's
not a checkbox. If you like right click on the Pokemon off like to the side there, and you actually go to the stats, you can click the little arrow circle at the bottom, and it will change it to like level modifiers.
Interesting.
So we'll say yada 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 at level 50, for example, as like the first option.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it rounds down to 50. Like, because we have the levels set to 50, that's what the stats are going off of.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, 149 at 50. Special attack, a whopping 177.
Yeah, Gengar has always been a monster.
Oh no, that's Typhlosion.
And yeah, and that's also one of the reasons why the competitive scene has been crying a bit, because they've removed Pursue, one of Gengar's and a lot of fast ghost types' biggest checks was a Pokemon with Pursuit.
Yeah, the 149 speed.
And now it's gone, so those things have just been running amok.
Actually, what's half of 177? That's almost 180, so 88, 87?
You said half of 177?
Yeah. Let's round down to be on the conservative side.
Yeah, that would be like... Yeah, I think like 87, 88 maybe would be around there.
And let's say 87 brings that up to... So Typhlosion's special attack is instead 266 right now.
Life Orb, right?
Choice specs.
Oh, choice spec. Oh, oh boy.
This is the nuke that swept through most of the Elite Four's teams.
Yeah, that makes sense on why Feraligatr, despite being resisted, took a bit of a bite.
Yeah.
Because he's not exactly frail either. He is beefy. He is the absolute definition of a bruiser.
Yeah, Gengar though, even like without items, 194 special attack. Just
that's Gengar. Gengar has always been a speedy little like menace.
Yeah, and since I do Gengar for type coverage, so I gave him Wise Glasses.
Yeah, and that's also the reason why. The moment I saw all that, I was like, I need something to have Pursuit. Something needs to have Pursuit. And then it got locked onto my Scyther. I was like, this works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because let's see. Typhlosion still has fuel in the tank. Togekiss and Lantern, while beaten up, aren't dead yet. And then Heracross and Gengar haven't gotten any wind at all this fight.
Yeah, I forget the status of the Miss Magius. Miss Magius I can see is at 57%. So about half health. The Meganium is like 92, but this thing could also just synthesis back all of its health if you don't have an answer for it.
Right. And what do you have?
Actually, now that I think about it, you have Heracross and Gengar. Yeah, that's 4 things on your team that could just murder the Meganium.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Meganium. That is...
Yeah, the only thing that it is a threat to is your Lantern. So if it ends up going down to those 2 again for whatever reason, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Meganium, frankly.
At least not immediately.
No. Meganium is least concern, and frankly, if I can keep Heracross alive, Miss Magius is least concerned too.
Meganium really is just a war starter, unfortunately. Like, so much of like what it's good in utility stuff is also just locked away a bit. And it got the worst hidden ability out of any starter.
Leaf card, right?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Venusaur, its cousin, got chlorophyll.
Mm-hmm. Speed up that chunky toad.
Poor Meganium, man. It did not need to be done as dirty as it was.
Like even the overworld sprite for Chikorita, which like the overworld sprite was like one of the big selling points of Heart Gold Soul Silver. It's like Chikorita's overworld sprite looks like a green tumor.
Like, Meganium is like one of my favorites, and it is just so sad how done dirty it is. I've seen people like rank it all the starters like as the generations run on, and they always put Meganium in dead last.
Maybe it's just personal preference, but I'm not crazy about Emboar either.
Emboar can at least get stuff done.
It can get stuff done, yeah, but it's basically just worse Blaziken and Typhlosion. Or Blaziken and Infernape.
As far as an offensive threat, yes, but I'll at least give Emboar that's much bulkier than the two, so it can actually take a hit better.
It is, and because of its lack of speed compared to the other two, it has to be. Because where Blaziken...
Which is honestly okay. At least gives it a little bit of a niche.
Yeah, where Blaziken and Infernape had the speed to ensure that in most circumstances they were the first things hitting, Emboar does not have that luxury.
Thing is, Blaziken didn't until Gen 5 came out.
I suppose that's true. Yeah, it wasn't really quick until they gave it speed boost.
Because, again, it was in this... I think it was in the same speed tier as Gallade and Gardevoir, which was 80.
Yeah, Infernape was the real speedster.
Yeah, 108. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, Blaziken had 80 in speed. What made it more deadly was its 120 attack and 110 special attack. So it could hit hard from both sides of the offensive spectrum.
Yeah, I remember it was a good mixer.
Yeah. And then it gets speed boost just for no reason, and it just becomes the most absurd starter ever.
Well, conveniently, it does, or I guess inconveniently, depending on how you view it, it doesn't in this game.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Those ability patches, the fire, water, grass ones that work for starters, Torchic's name is intentionally left out on the fire ability patch. You can look it up. It says it works on the Charmander, Cyndaquil, Chimchar, and Tepig lines. But it does not work. But it does not work on the Torchic line.
Okay, let's see here. Yep, that's 5 starters there, 5 starters there. Wow, that's just mean.
Yep.
And honestly, I didn't even need speed boost, and Torchic was one of my favorite starters, and they do this to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know it's stupid. They know it's broken. They know how overpowered it is.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. There's no way to enforce, like, banned Pokemon or abilities between people who just get into passive battles in this game, but still, I think denying people the opportunity, like, if you're just playing through this for the sake of playing through it, it seems a little much to ban that outright.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you can't separate the two.
Yeah, well, I feel like we had this conversation in a past episode. Like, a lot of the stuff they've done has been tailored specifically for the competitive crowd, not for the game experience itself.
I thought we talked about that for the main series games, not necessarily this.
Really? I thought it was the last recording session for this we did. We talked
no. I mean, no. We talked about it, but we were talking about, like, the main series games, not MMO.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, MMO, I expect them to cater to the competitive crowd because it's probably...
which is why they probably limited the ability patch from him.
Yeah, it's probably, like, competitive play nerds that coded this game in the first place.
Well, yeah, because... And that's also what makes it staying that knockoff is still in its very god-awful state. It are just, like, there's so few answers to actually Pokemon holding items in this game.
That, and I don't know how often you go back and you do trainer rematches, like for money or levels or whatever. some trainers' Pokemon, like the most random Mons, will be holding the most random fucking items.
Yeah, they do. Gems, focus ashes, berries that just happen to stop the one damage type I happen to be using.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Like, I understand Mian Xiao is a glass cannon. That doesn't mean some random battle girl in Unova needs to have one with a focus sash. Or even better, a Scrafty with a focused band, the one that doesn't even work most of the time.
And just happens to pop on you. It's like, ah.
Like 9 times out of 10, I could fight this trainer and have no problems with this specific Scrafty, but the 10th time that focus band procs, and now it's a 2-turn pain in the ass. Speaking of pains in the ass, I'm very glad that the battle counter for these counts up and not down.
What do you mean?
Well, it says in the top right, battle turn number 16, battle time, 31 minutes and 57 seconds.
Oh, yeah, because counting down would just force it to shut off.
Exactly, which I'm very glad it doesn't do.
Yeah, they have to do it officially for like a Nintendo game because, well, there are online matches where people will just hold the game hostage and just never end it.
Really? Sounds familiar. There's a, bringing the topic around to D&D, I know it's been a while since we've done it. I have an idea for in one of my other campaigns, there's a player who has become kind of the champion of the God of Death.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make a site. The name I've come up with for it is called Bitter Balance. And the scythe deals both necrotic and radiant, but the trick is normally, well, it's the God of Death is still technically a god, which is how I finagle that. But
I mean, like, yeah, but gods don't have to be all about radiance. They can be about fire. They can be about like the bitter cold. They don't have to be purely radiant all the time.
Well, I could also go slashing and necrotic. It's what a scythe would normally do. But
yeah, like slash makes sense. It reaps.
But the thing I was going to do with Bitter Balance is obviously it has the plus to damages and whatever that comes from, you know, being a god tier, like artifact level weapon. But it doesn't do the attack modifier of the character. Now, as a trade-off of that, if you achieve what would be called the Bitter Balance and the slashing damage and necrotic damage dealt come out to be the same number, it's doubled.
Oh god, we're just playing by Mario Party rules now.
Yeah, basically, if you what do they call that in Mario Party?
I honestly do not know. I think it's just called doubles or whatever.
Yeah, but that's that's basically the thing that I had planned for, is like if you achieve the quote Bitter Balance, then you do more damage. Because that party, in a 20 level game, they just hit level 12 now, so they're a little bit past the mid game. I'm sure my cleric, who is the champion of the Goddess of Life, is very much looking forward to next level where she gets like what is it, like resurrection?
I know Revivify was like a very early spell.
Revivify and Raise Dead are the two quote like low level revival spells. Revivify works on anything who's died within a minute, and Raise Dead has a time limit of 10 days. Resurrection is when you start to get stupid, like it actually goes into years, and then true resurrection I think lasts 200 years. But when the next level hits and they hit level 13, I'm gonna have the Goddess of Life.
Level 7, okay.
Oh, what is that when Raise Dead happens?
No, that's the level of the spell Resurrection, 7th level.
Yeah, and 13 is when clerics get 7th level spells.
Oh, God.
But when that happens, the Life Goddess is basically going to come to her in a dream and say, hey, like, now that you have access to this, I'm going to let you know most of my clergy, and by that I mean with the exception of you, this shit's forbidden, and I'm about to tell you, like, I'm not going to stop you from using it, but I'm going to tell you why it is. And the premise is going to be every time you use even one of the lower level ones, like Revivify or Raise Dead, even a goddess of life has to play by the universe's rules. She can't just make life out of nothing. Son of a bitch.
Basically, she's having to take it from somewhere.
Right, and with the low level ones, Revivify and Raise Dead, it takes from someone whose candle is about to go out already, so it doesn't really do anything.
But for someone who's been dead for so long already.
Right, as soon as you start playing with Resurrection and True Resurrection,
it could easily just be one of your party members who ends up getting killed because of it.
Yeah, it has to be somebody who's either young, in their prime, and she'll even say, like, in some cases, it'll take from somebody who hasn't even taken their first breath yet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, it kicked me, so...
Oh, really?
Then I'm counting that as a win. If he wants to contest it when he gets back, he's free to plead his case.
I gotta take care of something real quick, so... Be right back.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So I'll take the W for that one.
No, I said I had to go do something. You said we can do it within 10 minutes.
No, I asked you if we could, and you sent me the request anyway, and then you AFK'd me.
I'm back. Did you just get back too?
He did.
It bring me all the way back to New Barktown.
What?
It said it brought me all the way back to New Barktown. My victory was stolen from me.
Be right back again.
Alright, well that's annoying.
Just a little bit.
Well, now there'll be no distractions. That shouldn't have taken as long as it did, but the doctors were dragging their feet. There's like no one in there. They're still taking forever.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Go again. And you back on recording?
Yeah, the recording never stopped.
Oh, joy.
Oh, interesting. The fact that you hit it's even more surprising. The fact that that one shot's also surprising.
I am going to scorch your fucking earth. Okay. Curious about that.
Oh, okay. I see. Choice specs. And the fact that you hit 2 in a row...
Interesting.
I didn't mean to do that. No, you stayed in.
Let's go for 3, shall we?
No.
Fine. Let's see. What's coming?
I'm annoyed because I played that all in my head while I was waiting, and I actually would have won, but damn it.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah, I would have.
No.
Yeah, probably Wrath had it all.
That's great. Shame will never know because you scummed me over.
I told you I didn't think you'd do it. You're like, we can do it in 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, I'll send the battle.
You could very easily have said, "Oh no, we only have 4 minutes," and then I'm gonna leave you in the lurch. I wonder, will this? Nope. You motherfucker.
Gonna swap, ain't you?
Yep.
Okay, this actually answers a question I was curious about.
Nothing.
Actually, yeah, that would have been enough because you were poisoned.
Delicious. Not altogether surprising. I wonder.
No, that's not what I wanted to do. Whoops. That worked out,
Yes.
I guess.
Let's see if one of us can get the paralysis. Fuck with this. Is that deadlock coming back?
Yes, because apparently I couldn't.
Let's see.
Okay.
I predict the hex. And so it was. Alright, Razzie, if you do one thing right, do this.
I thought you were gonna swap.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. Well, now I have to... Okay, so that thing wasn't strong enough. Or wasn't quick enough, anyway.
This definitely does not outspeed.
So it doesn't.
I mean, you
Convenient.
learned that from my own one.
Well, Heracross's special defense is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure if this can wall a hair across its guts.
Oh, easily.
It
Interesting.
definitely can. I mean, if it had close combat, it might have been able to punch through.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I have what I needed. Unless Heracross gets a priority move, which I am woefully unaware of.
A priority? Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, it is.
No, actually, this is fine.
Is it?
It actually is. Alright, time for the reverse sweep. This is basically what was going to happen last time.
Hmm. Just getting all that chip damage you can.
That is the plan, yes.
Oh, that did much less than I thought it was going to.
It's Lantern. It's fat.
Yeah, but Prowler has pretty good... Ah, damn.
Not really.
That was the only thing. I would have won the last one because it had less health before.
I'm not sure if
Really?
you would have gone through everything else though.
No, I
No,
would have
you
because that was his own. That was the only thing that was a problem left on his team.
Well, don't you sound cocksure.
All right. Well, that's the end.
Better luck in Unova 2, boys.
I'm sad.
I'm
I don't.
Fexick.
You can't be sad. You have won regions. I have not.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
no,
but
no,
during these
no,
battles, I
no,
have been
no, no,
so
no,
yes,
no, no,
yes, I have
no,
been robbed
no,
these couple of battles.
no.
The audience will agree with me.
The audience barely exists.
The audience doesn't have to agree with you, Deadlock. Zach can just leave and wait until you lose by default.
Why are you like this? I said I had. All right, I'm not doing this.
Welcome to Wrath. We'll see you all next time.
Later, friends.